How's it going, everyone? Doc here with Eyes Wide Shot Gaming, and today we are going to be breaking down our brand new Redeemer HandGun build from the new Remnant 2 DLC, Dark Horizon. Stick around. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date on all of your Remnant 2 news, info, builds, and breakdowns, as well as many other games. We couldn't do a big flashy entrance since this build doesn't revolve around dealing much damage, but more so covers the ability to keep us and our teammates completely immune from damage. Let's dive right in. Our primary archetype is going to be the new Warden archetype. The primary perk dynamic is a fantastic asset to any build, where after 10 seconds of not being damaged, the Warden generates a shield for 23% of our max health over 2 seconds. Since with this build we don't take any damage ever, this will always proc. The other perk we want to keep an eye on is the utility perk Contingency. When the Warden's health drops below 25%, gain a shield for 28.8% of max health, which lasts 11 seconds. This will be used as a failsafe for if we miss time or mess up on our relic use. With this archetype, we are running the Combat Drone skill. This will deploy a combat drone with 150 energy reserves to follow and protect its warded target, may it be us or one of our teammates. The warded target gains increased fire rate and total melee speed by 10%, as well as decreased firearm charge time by 10%. This drone will also attack the warded target's focused enemy. This skill will be used as one of 2 methods we can do damage with. For our secondary archetype, we are running Medic. This adds another increase of 25% to all damage, as well as 5% increase to critical chance. But more importantly, we focus on the Relic perk Benefactor. This increases relic use speed by 20%. We want to be able to use our relic as quickly as possible. With Medic, our archetype skill is Redemption. This allows us to unleash a 45-meter shockwave that revives downed allies and restores 77.5% of max health over 10 seconds. For each additional 0.3 seconds of holding the skill button, we can gain another 77.5% of heal all the way up to 310%. This skill also revives downed allies, which can only be done once every 3 minutes. Let's take a quick look at our jewelry. The Amulet and the first 2 rings are our main pieces of gear that will allow this build to function to its fullest. For our Amulet, we have on the Emergency Switch. When below 50% health, chance to consume a relic is reduced by 50%. So with this, we have a 50-50 shot of not using up a relic charge. This will go hand in hand with our first ring, which is Conservation Seal. For every 10% of health missing up to 50%, we gain a 10% chance to not consume a relic, which means between these 2 pieces of gear, once we are at half health, we have a 100% chance of not consuming a relic. With the second ring, we close the loop of worry and have Restriction Cord. This ring restricts us from healing above 50% of our max health and reduces all incoming damage by 15%. So, we are now essentially able to spam relics without ever actually spending any relic charges. And since we are maxed at 50% max health, we can comfortably have traits like Regrowth or Siphoner equipped as an additional failsafe. Our third ring is the Celerity Stone. This increases consumable and relic use speed by 25%. Since we want to be able to use our relics as fast as possible, we want to increase the use speed. Finally, our last ring is the Fey Shaman ring. This ring increases health regeneration by 0.35 and again boosts up our relic use speed by another 25%. Now let's take a look at the weapons. We will begin in reverse order and start with the primary weapon, the Starkiller Long Gun. Overall a powerhouse weapon and one of my personal favorite in looks and damage. With 240 damage, 1.45 rounds per second, and a magazine size of 5, this alien rifle shoots high velocity rails which penetrate enemies and is equipped with a 2.5 times magnification scope. The mod on this weapon is Gravity Core. This fires a highly compressed sphere which creates a large gravity well on contact, pulling in enemies for 4 seconds. When the gravity well expires, it deals almost 1700 damage within 15 meters and adds 1125 damage per additional enemy and divides the total among all enemies, basically a black hole that detonates. The mutator on it is Spellweaver. This will increase the weapon's mod damage and mod generation by 15% for 10 seconds when activating a skill, and at level 10, activating this weapon's mod reduces skill cooldown by 1% for every 100 mod power spent. For our melee weapon, we again choose the Harvester Scythe. We are currently working on a neat build for it, so we are throwing it on with every other build we can, but the melee weapon can be swapped to pretty much anything of your choosing. Finally, we get to the Redeemer HandGun. Sitting at 138 damage, 2.5 rounds per second, and a 6-bullet magazine, we have a pistol that fires a tight grouping of World Stone slugs. The hits rip away a small portion of the enemy, sending it to another realm. The mod that comes with this weapon is Aftermath. On relic use, the Redeemer stores the wielder's equipped relic effect within the weapon as a launchable payload. Upon firing the payload, it will burst across 6 meters when contacting a human or lays dormant for up to 15 seconds until an ally gets close. Max stored relic is 1 and cannot be exceeded, but with our mutator that we have on, Failsafe, we can finagle the system and sometimes get the chance to fire off 2 or more Aftermath shots back to back without using an extra relic. With this build, the relic we run is the Relic Heart. With its innate 50% use speed bonus, we get a faster rate of recharging the Aftermath mod on the Redeemer, and on use, grants a shield that prevents nearly all damage for 3.3 seconds, so we can protect ourselves and a teammate consistently. Over on the left hand side, we have our stats, health sitting at 141.4, although we only ever have access to about 70 or so of that, stamina at 104.5, and armor at 271.2. On the right hand side, we have our traits, with a heavy focus in Flashcaster for being able to use the mod quicker, Kinship, so that we don't kill our teammates with the Starkiller long gun, as well as Amplitude, again for the Starkiller damage, and most importantly, Glutton, for another boost to our relic use speed. As for the fragments, we are running shield duration received, so our relic protects us for 3.3 seconds instead of 3, cast speed for faster mod use, and use speed for faster relic use. The Prism is subject to change, but I opted more so for health bases since that's our best Prism currently. Now let's take a quick look in the ward as to how this build works. So we use our relic to keep ourselves safe. We fire off the mod from our Starkiller, and without needing to run for cover, we can keep using our relics while it detonates. And for the Redeemer, we can fire off the mod roughly 6 to 7 times before the relics begin to disappear on the ground. This build hopefully will help everyone be the reliable protector and healer on their team. And as always, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and until next time, so long.